Welcome back to Eve, folks. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of mission running in my ship here. It is a battle cruiser, a Myrmidon, and we're going to be running level 3 missions. Missions from my experience don't change much from level 1, 2, 3, or even 4s. The only thing that really changes is the difficulty. You'll be basically doing the same thing in every level. Flying out, killing a bunch of stuff, and then flying back. That's if you're doing security missions. I am not a merchant, a trader, or anything like that, so I don't do anything but security missions. We're going to talk to Eladette here. She's a level 3 security, and let's see. She says, I have just the thing you want. We have reports of terrorists wreaking havoc in Aonia. Our convoys have been attacked, as well as some outlying outposts. They seem to be intent on causing as much damage as possible. I'd like you to take care of them as quickly as possible, and be aware that they may not all be gathered together when you arrive. If so, you'll be able to pick them off as they warp into the rendezvous point. So, I can decline a mission every 4 hours. Let's see, take care of the terrorist fanatics and then report back to your agent. We have 3 hours to get the bonus. We get paid, if we complete the mission, 342,000, and if we get a decent number of loyalty points, and the bonus is 323,000. We'll accept. I'm kind of testing a new setup with this ship, because I've recently finished training some skills, so I'm kind of curious how this ship will do. Actually, no wait, never mind, I'm fine. For a second I thought I needed to repair my drones, but I think I'll make it. Also, I need to group all this crap together. There we go. I'm switching to modal ion particle accelerator cannons, instead of the other ones that I were using, which were like 250mm cannons or something. These take less energy to fire, I think, and they hold 3 times as much ammo. The only problem is they have a very short range. I need to switch to iron charges. The other guns I were using, depending on the ammo, I could either shoot up to like 70 kilometers away, or within a range of 29. The problem is, once enemies start swarming me and close in, I didn't have a way to fight them up close. The problem with this ship is, I have no way to fight them far away. And sometimes some ships can be much quicker than me. I don't have any way to slow them down with a webbing device, because I have to get within 10 kilometers of them anyways to use one. And by then I can just start shooting them. Where's my tactical overlay? There we go. So you can see we've got 2 groups out here. They're in some type of dense cloud. We'll go launch my drones, and they've already locked onto me. EOM profits. No, I don't need you guys to go fighting just yet. Return to me. In fact, you guys just return to my drone bay. I jumped the gun here. Recently, for some reason, I don't know if it's always been like that, but the enemies have been really just picking on my drones. Up this, up that. This increases my scan resolution bonus, which I'm really not sure what that does. And I need to load some scripts in it. This is another new thing that I've added to this fitting. Okay. Now I'll launch my drones. Hopefully I've got their attention. Go after that profit. We'll set my default orbit to 7,500. And I still have to get within basically 10,000 meters to be able to even hit these guys. That background makes it a little bit difficult to see. This game has some beautiful visuals. The interface just doesn't always play very well with them. Okay, let's open fire. And this mission, if I remember it correctly, is just going to be wave after wave after wave of these guys flying in here and getting their butts kicked by me. Remove all of those locations. Don't need them. Those are previous salvage locations. Once I complete a mission, I'll come back here with my salvage ship and loot all this stuff for money. Basically what I'm trying to do is before I get into faction warfare, I need to find a decent corps to join. I'm trying to focus on a few more skills and get a decent little bankroll set up. That way I can afford to just lose ship after ship. I plan to fly either destroyers or cruisers to start out. I will not be taking battle cruisers into PvP until I know what I'm doing, because this is too damn expensive for me to be losing frequently. And holy crap, did I already lose a drone? I did. I wasn't even paying attention, and they all focus fired on it, I think. Focus on that one. I'm not sure if they jump in as I kill them. A black priest has jumped in somewhere. And I'd like to keep all of the wreckage as close to the same area as possible. That way when my salvage ship comes in, I can just sit around here and be lazy. Probably turn my warp drive off, or my afterburner off. That doubles my speed, which I need because this thing is incredibly slow. Shield alarm down to 25%. I'm not worried about shields. I have 4,000 shields, but 13, almost 14,000 armor, and I can actually repair my armor. So these guys are pretty much no threat to this ship. What are they? Medium. So I'm guessing they're all probably cruisers? Yep, cruiser class. I've ran into battle cruisers in some of these missions. Start orbiting that one as well. This is kind of nice that they're all just flying in here one at a time as soon as I pick them off. Blinded by the sun. It's much better than flying into a group of 15 or 20 and they've got sentry towers placed all over the place. Get some more resistance going on. This is my reactive armor hardener. It adds 15% damage resistance across the board. Damage control adds 15% across the board as well. And I have an energized adaptive nanomembrane, which adds 17% across the board. So, I have a total of 41,000 hit points. With all my defenses, my resists on my armor are basically all 66%. My hull is 60%. I can survive for quite a while and take a beating. My main problem is when my capacitor starts running low and I've got to switch things off. Like, I can probably switch that off. I'm not sure that this is even going to be useful to me. I don't need any more targeting range since I'm switched to basically particle accelerators that don't have the long range that I needed before. If you don't have a ship as skilled as this one, as skilled as I have, if you're flying a smaller ship, this mission will be much more interesting. I'm basically able to just fly around and poke their eyes out, actually. Drones. I want you to go after the close one here. The one I can actually shoot. This could go on for a while too. Quest chat will show up in here. None of it's really important. It's basically just the AI yelling at you. And you'll get a message whenever the mission's complete. If another one doesn't jump in here in a second, I think we might actually have already whittled them down. It doesn't seem like nearly enough bodies, though. Some of the enemies' ships are triggers, which means if you kill them, more enemies will jump in. If you're really worried about that type of stuff, you can look it up on a wiki somewhere. And they'll tell you how to approach the mission without getting a bunch of add-ons jumping in and ruining your day. Is this one actually coming after me? It seems to be closing the gap. Another cruiser. I think these are Caldari ships. I still don't know Caldari profiles very well. I can tell Galante ships for the most part up to the battle cruiser level, since those are the ships I have flown for 6 or 7 months. I'm gonna start shooting this far away anyways. My fall off range again is 10,000 meters, 10 kilometers. But I might be able to score a lucky hit every now and then. They're leaving. Yep, more jumping in. One of those was a trigger. In later missions, you really need to be careful of what ships you actually target. Especially in level 4s, from what I've heard. I might try level 4s whenever I unlock them, but I don't know if my ship is good enough to do a level 4. Or if I'm even a good enough pilot. Are we ever gonna orbit this guy? I need to get a little bit closer. We come in at a really weird angle for the orbit. Like, I should be at 7,500 meters, but I seem to be hanging around at 11 kilometers, which is not at all what I want. We like approach the orbit at a slow grade angle. Take me an hour to get into it. Yay, more ships to show up through the party. This could be an actual pretty good mission to make some money on. Between the bounties and the salvage. A frigate class. I think I've mentioned frigates are small and quick. They're a little bit difficult for my ship to hit, but if I do, they just get popped. They don't last long at all. If there's anything for me to blow up here. Sometimes you can blow up structures and get various items from them, including some rare plugins and things like that, I think.
Run out of charges.
All I see are, what is that? Radio telescopes and a freight pad. The freight pad might have something, provided it's not friendly. I'm about to kill my afterburners. My capacitor is getting down to about 35%. 25% is the level that starts to scare me. We're gonna go for these frigates next, just to get them out of here. And my drones will make quick work of these things. Almost every ship has a piece of loot. It's amazing. In fact, every ship does. If these triangles are filled in, it means there's loot in them.
Yeah, correct. It was a security guard that went up there, checked it out. We're gonna go up there to investigate.
We got a Death Knight that's shown up. Drones, I need you to focus on one target at a time, please. What is that? Another cruiser class ship, 110,000 ISK bounty. Yeah, these bodies are spread out all over the place. In fact, I'm gonna save that one. Because that corpse is right in the middle, and that's where I want to jump into, so I don't care about any of this. Okay. What do we got? I think that's another frigate. The Death Knight I'm not too worried about, and so far none of these have had any type of electronic warfare attacks. Nothing to dampen my sensors, to slow me down and web me. You can run into those. They'll drop your speed to almost nothing. They can jam you so you can't jump to a station or jump out of the system. I haven't really ran into any jump drive scramblers in a level 3. I think those are all level 4s. Is it almost over yet? How many more of you fanatical bastards do I have to kill? Actually, drones, go kill the succubus. I'm gonna focus on the crusader here. Just want them to get that frigate out of here quickly. My capacitor is slowly recharging. It's up to 43%, but I don't need any more resistances. I can probably turn this off as well. My damage control. My armor repair is able to almost keep me at full health. In fact, I think it is able to keep me completely at full health. Whoops. Damage control I need you to turn off. Are you going to? Do I have to forcibly put you offline? I'd rather not do that. I think if you put something offline by right-clicking on it, putting it offline, you have to spend a decent amount of capacitor to turn it back on. But in an emergency situation, you can do things like that. I might have to turn my afterburner on to even get close enough to these guys, because I think he's trying to keep range on me. I've not been able to close the gap here. So, will one of these be a trigger? My guess would be the Death Knight, if anything. Nope, Crusader. Drones, let's go after that Death Knight. Every single wreckage. I don't think I've ever seen that before. The only thing I kind of have to worry about is, I think people can track down this mission location that I'm in with combat drones, and then come in behind me and loot these corpses while I'm docking my ship or something. I think they can. They might get flagged criminal by Concord. But I've never actually had that happen. I've only heard of it happen. This thing's got a pretty nice tank on it. The question now is, how does its hull hold up? Down to 28%. We smashed it that time, hit it in a critical part. Its reactor blows up. That was a generic medium wreck. I've seen a few large wrecks. Large wrecks generally give you a lot more money than medium wrecks, just because you can sell the items that they drop on the marketplace for a lot more. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a crusader by his toe. Are you two the last of your kind? Once I've killed everything that I need to, this little circle here will become a check mark. And so far I like this ship setup. The only thing I'm not too fond of is this. I think it's a waste of a module. I need to remove that. Maybe remove this. Or my reactive armor hardener. Place another capacitor recharger in here, because I do not like it that my capacitor runs out. If this was a larger battle, a longer one, because there are longer, harder ones like Blockade, it becomes a real nuisance trying to juggle everything without running out of power. Oh goody, even more show up. I thought we were almost done. Demons and Death Knights. I think the demons were cruisers too. Nope, they're frigates. Don't you fools know if you all jumped in at once, you might stand a chance? But this is Eve mission running in a nutshell. It's not exactly that fun. I'd rather be out. In fact, I think the video after this I'll do a two-part thing. First we'll use my Helios to go scan down some pirate sites, and then we'll bring this ship in to clear them out. I haven't done that yet, and I'm curious exactly what loot those places drop, if any. And at some point we'll go into a wormhole, because that's something else I haven't done, but I've been wanting to. The problem with missions is that they're boring, for the most part. Even if you have a fleet, even if you're grouped up with people, they're still boring. Because all you're doing is killing things quicker. That's why I want to get into faction warfare. Go after that demon drones. I'm not even going to bother firing my guns. You guys are just tearing them up quicker than I can get there. That's one thing I love about Galante ships, the drones. I need to get a few more of my drone skills leveled up. Get my drones to do even more damage. My DPS is not that good on this ship from what it could be. 197, that's just pitiful. With the other guns that I had, I think it was up to like 350. But the problem is that they just drained my capacitor in like 2 or 3 minutes. Which might be good for PvP. I think you want high DPS ships. But for PvE, I just need to be able to tank and survive through this. I don't have any support, anybody backing me up. What is this thing? A pulsating beacon. I've tried to kill those before. I think I'm going to crash into it. And I'm getting pestered by another friggin' frigate. Okay. Let's focus fire turrets on that one. My drones can stay on the Death Knight. This thing's actually within my range. And we'll teach this demon a lesson as to why it should never invade my personal space. Please no more, I don't want anything else to jump in. I'm done fighting. It's been like 20 minutes of flying around, looking at things and killing them with my eyes. Look, if you're gonna orbit the motherfucker, get in there and orbit it. I'm starting to think I shouldn't use my orbit command until I'm actually within range. See, little things like that I need to know before I jump into fleet faction warfare. You are the last of your kind. Incoming missile. Fuck. Could probably turn that off for now. It's not gonna be able to hurt me that much. You guys should have sent a battle cruiser. There we go. Everything should be dead. Let's see what my agent says. Normally it pops up in here that the mission's complete, but that time it did not. So we can fly back, report that the mission's completed, well within time to get my bonus. Then I'm going to show you guys, wow, this is so spread out. Then I'm going to show you guys the second part of running missions. You don't have to do it. But once you get the skills and the abilities, you'll make a lot more money coming back to salvage your stuff. I'm also not sure what those little triangles are that pop up every now and then. Or like the circle things with a red triangle that pops up, or red square thing that pops up. They've changed stuff since the last time I played, and I didn't have a tutorial to go through this time to show me all the updates. Honey, we're home. We've picked up the groceries and delivered the mail.
Docking permission requested.
I'm probably not going to show you guys all of the salvaging just because it's really tedious and boring. But again, this is Eve. It's a pretty significant part of it if you're going to be doing PvE. Which again, you don't have to. You can go into faction warfare your first week if you want to. Hello, Eladette. How much is this going to help my standing? Am I going to go up to 4.5? There we go. I knew I could count on you. Wow, this next one pays a lot. Probing questions. Destroy the Amar forces. 608,000 ISK, 1,400 loyalty points, and I have 6 hours to complete it. 666,000 ISK bonus. Targets. Space battles generally occur around targets of strategic and tactical significance. Gate stations, corporate structures, asteroids, mining colonies. I'm going to do that one later on. And I'm going to do it off screen. Because it's going to be just like this one, except it sounds like more enemies. This is my salvaging ship. It's a Noctis. If you're just starting out, you'll be flying much smaller salvaging ships than this. But I suggest having a salvaging ship. Where's my people and places? Yeah, like, see that green thing there? I don't know what that is.
Warp drive active.
Is that where I'm warping? No. For a while I thought it might have been, but... Is that a Concord response somewhere? Is there something else going on? Are my sensors picking up something? Now, the F-90 on this ship is actually a worthwhile investment, because I believe it increases the range of my tractor beams. It might. No, it just increases my targeting range. So this might even be pointless on this ship. I might need to put something else here, like an armor repair. Even though this ship should never get into combat. Yeehaw. The mission despawns once you complete it, and all that's left is the ship wreckage. So, let's launch all these drones. And start targeting stuff. Drones, get out there and salvage. We'll see if they can salvage quicker than I can pull it in. And break it down with my salvagers. These are tractor beams, these are salvagers. Salvagers work within 5,000 meters. Tractor beams, at least mine, work within 32 kilometers. If you didn't have tractor beams, you would have to fly within 5,000 meters for each of these wrecks, which is quite time consuming. Drones, you're taking too much time. But this is salvaging. It's oh so exciting. All the cargo that those ships were carrying will be floating around here. I'll start looting it here in a minute. Can't target everything. There's too much of it. Okay, so let's see. 15,000. I won't know exactly how much money I'm making this mission. I've got 4.5 million in here from, I think, looting a previous mission. Again, you can make a decent amount of money breaking down the ships and getting their scrap, and then make sure you loot everything, because sometimes you can get $1 million items or more from the loot. A lot of times it's cheap stuff, little metal scrap, some ammo. Like that's $300,000 worth of items if I sell it on the marketplace, and it's just an estimate because market prices do fluctuate. Should probably be pulling these pieces in. Come on, drones. What we got here? Yeah, just some metal scraps. Metal scraps can be refined if you have the skill and broken down into various ores that you can sell. Or if you go into industry, you can use the ores yourself to create things and save yourself some money instead of having to buy them. Okay, this is a 33-minute video so far. This is salvaging. Pretty much all I'm going to do is fly around, break all these down, loot everything, take it back, and then drop it off and do Dixie to sell it later on. Whenever we return, I don't know what we'll be doing. Probably not faction warfare yet. I'm still looking for a corps to join, one that's got a decent number of members, doesn't have a lot of drama and backstabbing. I want a fairly big and established corporation, because I don't think you have to worry about those things in those type of corporations, for the most part.